short to mope and cry over a chick. If she cheats, she wasn't for you. She don't want you. It's too many of them out here, and it's too much money to be made out here.
The world's cold as a motherfucker, okay? You get older, one thing I learned, only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something.
Hookup Options.
I messaged this guy like off of a selfie he posted on his story, and I said, cutie, like, you know, really putting myself out there, right? And you know what he said? He said, "Aw, thank you." What? No, because that's what I say to guys that I'm not interested in when I don't know what else to say. So like, what do you mean by that? Like, what are you saying? Like
if you were a real nice guy, you wouldn't want anything in return. Okay, fellas, let's talk. That's a common phrase you hear from women on this app about the whole nice guy thing. But let's flip this on its head, shall we? Let's just say me and this girl named Ashley, she comes over, she cooks, she cleans, we do the bedroom stuff, and then one day she asks me, "Hey, where is this going?" And I say, just because you've been cooking and cleaning and being submissive to me doesn't mean I owe you anything in return. She's gonna look at you stupid. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody wants a return on their investment. If a woman gives you her time, her care, and her sex, and she doesn't get a relationship out of you, she's gonna feel used. And that's how the nice guy feels.
All of television is nothing but a male-bashing paradise all day long. Men are dogs, men are pigs, men are deadbeats, men don't know how to love their children, men don't deserve custody, men don't deserve to be, my God, the feminists on TV saying that having sex with a woman is equivalent to rape and other craziness like that. It's on all day long, and then it's interrupted by commercials saying that men don't know how to eat. If it wasn't for Carl's Jr., some guys would starve. Dodge trucks do more than most husbands, and other attacks on men. It is a non-stop orgy of male bashing. This is the one and only program, TV or radio, that is done by men, for men, and about men.
So give men reasons to change.
No. I'm not here to change men. I'm here to say there's nothing wrong with the way men are. I'm saying that we're tired of being the subjects of your extreme makeovers. We're tired of women telling us how we have to change. We're sick of it. You know what? You change.
What if we are changing?
No, you're not. You're generally in this country, women are a bunch of chunky, whiny bitches who are constantly making demands, constantly want us to buy them dinner, buy them drinks, pay their mortgages, pay their rent when we get divorced, give them alimony, give them child support, give them this, give them that, forever, and yet they don't want to put a hot dog on a plate at dinner time because they're too busy.
Well,
men are fed up with it, and that's why there has to be a radio show that tells the other side of the story. And I am not here to tell men to change. I am here to tell men there's nothing wrong with being a man. Don't believe what you hear on Oprah. Don't believe what you hear on Dr. Phil. Don't believe what you hear on Maury Povich. Don't believe what you hear on any of those stupid shows. Stop. Stop paying attention. Stop being whipped. Start realizing there's nothing wrong with being a man and being different from a woman. You do not have to pee sitting down.
There is no doubt about that. Pee sitting down.
That's right.
My ex-husband. How did you know that?
This is a country of men who are just a bunch of with the latest generation of men who were raised by single mothers and in two-career households where there was no man around to tell these guys how to be guys. They need the dad they never had, and that's who I am.
But don't you agree, and I think you probably will, that the problem is that men don't have any idea what it means to be a man.
Oh, yeah, well, if that's true, it's because of the generation of Bella Abzug and Gloria Steinem followers of the 70s who raised a generation of adult men and told them to cry and be sensitive and be metrosexuals, and now you've got the fruits of your labor, ladies.
Okay,
You've
well,
got it now.
Let's
Women are getting extremely good at testing and studying male behavior and understanding just how many ways there are to trigger men to think of sex. And here's the secret: women are only scratching the surface. Literally, a woman could just display her neck and that will trigger a man. She could touch her lips, make her cheeks red, just stroke the back of her ear. The reason men think about sex so much is that we have thousands of triggers that women can do to make us think of sex. Like that video where she's just making flesh clap together. And men get so angry in the comments saying things like she's fatherless or has no talent because they are weak, they lack discipline, and they're angry at the control women can have. And I'm here for it. Men need a reason to learn discipline.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, this happens a lot because guys with low value will do anything to get in your guts. Listen, you want their attention, validation. They want the guts. That's why it's so easy to lie to you.
Okay, because married women, you know, you guys dress up more for the outside than you do your own husband. Okay, your own husband, every time he sees you get ready for work, every time he sees you rushing to go out to girls' nights out, you get dressed more than you do for your husband. You laying around like a frumpy Frito. All right, the rest of the time, that's what he gets. He gets your hot morning breath. All right, he gets that stank pea sleeve that hadn't been showered since Friday morning. Now it's Saturday night, Sunday night. All right, the married women are like, this is fantastic information. I did not realize how much of a slouch frumpy Frito.
Rather a 10. Yeah. And you don't understand. Well, I'm a 10. I go to school, I go to work, and I have a great personality, and
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Nowadays, it seems that all women, regardless of their own attractiveness, is walking around thinking they're a perfect 10 out of 10. All forms of modesty and simple common sense have gone straight out the window, and it seems all women are walking around with a chip on their shoulder thinking they're God's gift to mankind. Well guys, in this video I'm going to be outlining the 8 reasons, yeah you heard that right, 8 reasons, for why the rate of attractiveness inflation is going through the roof, or in simple words, why every woman now thinks in 2021 she's a perfect 10. Number 1, and this should be by far the biggest reason, simping. Now, the thing with simping is that a lot of people mistake for it only going in one direction. They think it only goes from the bottom up. It's the low value men at the bottom who are bombarding the women at the top with endless amounts of free attention, validation, and God forbid, money by paying for things like OnlyFans. But in reality, all women across the board of attractiveness have an endless selection of simps to provide these things. Because what ends up happening is the simps start by throwing attention, money and validation at the most attractive women, but when they don't get anything in return, they have no choice but to move down to the next level, and then the next level, and the next and the next. So it's just this endless cycle of simps undercutting other simps. And whoever undercuts and simps the most, supposedly wins in the end. Yeah, that last bit's important, supposedly. Because what happens next is all the low value women at the bottom, who now have a fresh crate of simps to choose from, have this backwards rationalization. Well, this is interesting. I'm getting all of this validation. Therefore, this must mean I am special. Therefore, I must also be highly attractive. So the final piece of the puzzle, and also why simping never works, is all of the women at the bottom who have been senselessly simped over have now had their egos inflated beyond return. And all that's been left is the guys at the bottom have now lost a ridiculous amount of their own time, energy and resources, and all for nothing. Now, the last point I'm going to make on this before I move on to the next reason is this is exactly why I have zero sympathy for simps. Because the only impact that simps have on the dating market is inflating women's egos, which in turn messes up the system and spoils it for anyone else who actually had a chance.
Gentlemen, if a chick breaks up with you, the correct response, no matter what the situation is, doesn't matter what the details are, doesn't matter if you fucked up or she fucked up or nobody fucked up, the correct response is always, okay. That's it. You can be angry, you can be upset, you can be hurt, you can be all kinds of emotions, but the response that you give to a chick when she breaks up with you is okay. Let me explain to you why. So in sales and negotiation psychology, the person who is capable of walking away from the deal holds the most power. That's number one. Number two is know your worth. So there's nothing more unattractive than breaking up with somebody and then them begging to have you back. The worst thing you can do during a breakup, if someone is leaving you, is be like, oh my god, please don't leave me. I miss you so much. You're the love of my life. I'll never live without you. That shows that you have very little value. And subconsciously, they will pick up on that and it will just make them not want to be with you more. It will actually reaffirm their decision. So know your worth, know your value. And if somebody doesn't want to be with you, thank them for not wasting any more of your time so that you can go spend your time doing what you want to do or developing something with somebody else. So that's number two. And the third and final reason why the correct response is always okay is a man who has control of his emotions is extremely attractive. So, two scenarios. Chick breaks up with you and you break composure and lose frame and start doing emotional shit. Not going to be very attractive. Opposite scenario. Chick breaks up with you and you say, you remove yourself for a few days, collect yourself, have a conversation with her and say, hey, I really like you. I really want to make this work, but I do not want to be with somebody who does not value me. And you've just told me that you don't. I want somebody in my life that does value me. So I think this is the correct move, is to move on from each other. That will show her that you have self-respect, you have value, you know what you're doing in life, and if she doesn't want to be with you, she can get off the train, because your life should be a freight train. Hopefully that helps you guys. Know your worth, know your value. Don't let people in your lives that don't value you, because it will lower yours. And always have a purpose, always have a drive. Be a freight train in life.